was probably everybody's, or every young boy's dream car. When I grew up in the 80s, in the early 80s is when I was a young kid. And I think that, like the 959 and the 930 and some of those other cars were really iconic for, you have the Ferrari 308 and a bunch of other cars too. But I think that the 911 was kind of the car that you had on your wall, like the black 930 that was, a side profile shot. Some guys may have been lucky enough to have a girl on their poster. I wasn't. But I think that's probably where it started to come from, is just kind of the iconic status that it had for me as a young kid. The story of this car is I picked it up in Virginia, and I was looking for cars, and I wanted to find something that was a hot rod. The car had a lot of really unfortunate things done to it when I got it. It was a Carrera RS clone. So it had a big ducktail on the rear, and it said Carrera RS on the side, and it said Carrera down this side, and there was a bunch of chicken wire on the rear deck lid and stuff, on the rear ducktail. So all that stuff had to come out. So I took the seats out, took all that. I mean, I took the decals off before I even left. I stopped at my friend Tom's house, and we used a little hairdryer, and we peeled all the decals off because I didn't want, 8 to 10 hours of driving like a poser. And I just did not want that. So I got home, got all that stuff off, and ended up putting these wheels on the car. And I bought a deck lid that came black, and it just showed up in the mail. It was just primer black. I'm like, well, that looks like shit. So I took all the primer black paint off, and I told my wife that she could pick whatever color she wanted to paint the deck lid in the interim until I could afford to have somebody paint it professionally to match the car. And she said baby blue, and I said, whatever you want. So I went and bought baby blue spray paint, sprayed it up, went inside, came back, and there was just, for some reason, it didn't set. I don't know if something that I had used to clean the deck lid didn't work out, but it didn't set. So I ended up just wiping it all off with brake cleaner and then just bolting it on. And it was just red with Bondo and a little bit of bare metal, which eventually turned to rust. And that's the kind of the state that a lot of people knew the car. And eventually I ended up painting it to match the car, but I just really missed having the red. I didn't know that I would miss it until it was gone. So I ended up having them paint it guards red when I had a bunch of other stuff on the car painted. So that's kind of the identity of the car now. My friends are pretty much integral to everything that I've done with cars. Whether it's friends that I have outside of Euroworks or friends that are in Euroworks, they've all been integral to everything I've done. I can't think of a single car that I built that I didn't have help from friends. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned from my friends is patience. It's just not something I have. I've screwed up a lot of cars, screwed up a lot of builds, broke a lot of engines because I was impatient or stupid or cut corners or whatever the case may be. And I've had some of my friends just get me to slow down. And what a lot of guys will do is they'll put a motor in a car, and the first thing they want to do is get the thing running, when there's so many things that need to be done before you even get that far. And I think that mentality, getting that out of me, has been the biggest thing that my friends have done for me.